Hi, I'm Anthony Berger, Scout Executive with the Chattahoochee Council. And in this month's video blog, we're going to talk about something that's very important: how to get more parents involved in your unit. Now, over the years, I've been able to study packs and troops and crews that have highly successful scouting programs. Ones where the boys advance, they have great outdoor adventures, and they have lots of parental involvement. I've been able to get down to about 4 simple steps that just about any unit can do to be able to get more parents involved. Now, to start off with though, we have to make sure that a pack or a troop is not being run solely by the Scoutmaster or the Cubmaster. This is not the best way to deliver a high quality scouting program that will last for decades. A unit needs 2 highly motivated, dedicated, strong volunteers. That's the unit leader, which is the Cubmaster, Scoutmaster, or crew advisor, and the pack committee chair. The role of the unit leader is to focus on delivering a quality program to the boys in your unit. The focus of the committee chairman is a little different. Their focus is to find the talents of the parents to bring forward for the betterment of the unit. This means that you need to start off with those 2 leaders, a dedicated committee chair as well as a dedicated unit leader. The unit leader, the Scoutmaster or Cubmaster, serves at the will of the committee. So the pack or troop committee chair is actually the top leader in that unit. The pack committee or troop committee should be focused on supporting the unit leader. And that same committee should be holding that unit leader accountable for making sure that they fulfill the responsibilities of their position. Now, the committee chair reports to the chartered organization representative. So whenever there's a change in the committee chair, it's important that the chartered organization be involved in that process. Now that we have a pack committee chair and we have a unit leader in place, now it's time to recruit a committee. And you'll learn that there's some simple things that we can do to make it more inviting for parents to be involved in the committee. The first thing is not to call it a committee. My own Cub Scout pack, we actually call it a parents meeting, for the simple fact that when you call it a committee meeting, that implies that you're a member of the committee. Well, people can deny that they're actually on the committee. When you call it a parents meeting, you're automatically sending the message that everyone is expected to attend. It's a key difference. It may seem minor, but we've had huge success with that, as we have a larger percentage of our parents attend all of our parents' meetings. So the 4 steps are actually quite simple to get more parents involved and engaged in your unit. The first step may seem simple, but it's important. Be positive and make it fun. You know, no one wants to join a sinking ship. No unit's perfect. You need to focus on the things that you do have in place, rather than the things that you may not have yet. Don't always be about business. Make sure that you allow for some social time during your parents' meetings. Get to know one another. There's been some great support groups that have been born out of Scout parent meetings. Scouting should be fun for everyone, so make sure that you're being welcoming, and friendly to all of your new parents. And remember that most parents are willing to help and actually be part of the unit. But you need to realize that they may be intimidated by some of the things that are new to them. Things like our scouting jargon, the uniform, and the simple fact that they're joining something new that they're unfamiliar with. So they just may need a little time to get to know you and the people that are involved in the pack or troop. A second step that we've noticed is a successful pack or troop will have a monthly parents meeting or committee meeting. Making sure that you schedule a monthly parents meeting is the key to a huge success of being able to get more parents involved. I'll use my pack for example. The first Tuesday and second Tuesday of the month are our den meetings. The third Tuesday is our pack meeting, and the fourth Tuesday is what we call parents meetings. Now, when we do our annual program planning, we check the calendar to make sure we don't conflict with vacations or holidays and adjust our calendar accordingly. But the simple message is this: Tuesday night is scout night. And the feedback we've got from our parents was that they liked that. They liked the consistency. Our monthly parents meeting, we make sure we keep it to just about an hour. We've actually hired an older sibling to watch the younger kids so that the parents can stay focused during the meeting. We built this into the budget and found that it actually only costs us $10 a month. During the meeting, the committee chair opens the meeting. We have a treasurer's report. They tell us how much money we have and how much we spent over the past month, making sure that every parent understands how our unit program is funded. We make sure that we have reports on upcoming events and activities like Pinewood Derby and perhaps the upcoming campout. The den leaders each get a time to report on their dens, the advancements that they've accomplished, what they plan on doing at their next meeting, and it also gives them an opportunity to ask for some help. Then I get to give my Cub Masters report. We talk about the upcoming pack meeting and maybe some other activities that are coming up. And that's about it. Then we have plenty of time for the parents to ask questions. This is important so that we can distribute information directly to our parents and that they can ask questions and make sure that they understand what's going on and what's coming up next. So step 3 is making sure you make a good ask of someone to actually help out. What do I mean by that? Well, you'll see in a little bit. You want to make sure you use the rifle approach and not the shotgun approach. When you know what position you want filled, you want to look for parents who have skill sets for that position. For example, if your pack needs a pack treasurer, and you're looking around and you get to know some of the parents and you find out that Miss Smith is a banker, well, ask Miss Smith to serve as a treasurer. Do not stand up in a parents' meeting and say, "We need a treasurer. Does anyone want to do it?" Use your resources. Use scouting.org. It has great resources to make sure everyone's job is easier. Written position descriptions are very helpful. Most parents will help if they are asked to do a specific job that is clearly defined. When you ask someone to volunteer, have 3 things with you. Number 1, another volunteer. The unit leader and the committee chair go together to ask a parent to do a specific job. The second thing you should have with you is a written position description. You can find these in the Cub Leader Handbook or online. This should have a description of what you are exactly expecting that person to do, dates, and specific tasks. 3, the third thing you should have is a backup position. Perhaps that person isn't interested. Maybe the last thing that parent who's a banker wants to do is take track of, or take care of another set of books. So have a backup position to ask them to fulfill. When a parent volunteers to do something, the committee chair and the unit leader meet that parent later on together, perhaps before or after the parents' meeting, to walk them through the position. Don't assume that they know how to do what you're asking them to do simply because they were there last year. Now, step 4, set the expectation. This is a critical step. In my pack, I openly say, no one gets out alive. Everyone helps out. Not everyone's cut out to wear a uniform and meet with the boys. That's okay. But everyone has a talent that they can help with the unit. Everyone gets involved in some way, and we set that expectation out from day 1. Even if it just means that that person's going to be the one who brings the snacks to the next pack meeting. Start parents off with small tasks that are short-term and easy to do. Make sure that parents have a simple responsibility. This means that you have to be willing to let go. Sure, someone's going to forget something, But don't let the first time that someone forgets something be the last time that you ask that parent to help. If everyone has a small job, then no job is too big for any one person. Most parents are willing to help and able to help, as long as there's an expectation set early on that everyone does help. But make sure you follow up with opportunities for them to help. In closing, you need to also remember to just be flexible. Things aren't going to change overnight. In the first year of our PAC, we only had 5 parents who regularly came to the parents' meeting. After our second school night, we would have a consistent 15 parents who regularly came to our meetings. So remember, it's not going to turn over overnight, but having a plan in place and not being discouraged on what you don't have, but rather focusing on what you do have will make it a lot easier. Being flexible also means that you will not always find the perfect person for the job. Our first PAC committee chair got relocated only after 6 months, so we had to find a new one. And actually, our new one is better than our old one. We've had den leaders back out after just a couple of weeks. But when these things happen with an active parent committee, you'll be more familiar with the talent within your unit to find someone who will perhaps be even better. These talented parents will also be more willing and comfortable to serve because they've had a chance to get to know you and to see the support that's already in place for them. Remember also that people will do things differently than you might. Someone is going to forget to do something, and that's okay. We've all failed at times, and we've all had someone there who's allowed us or has given us the opportunity to make it up. Hard work now will pay off throughout the year. There's a great quote that states that high achievement always takes place in the framework of high expectations. I hope you have high expectations for your scouting program, for your scouts, and your parents. Thank you, and I'll see you next month.